guys, it's Rage. So, as we're coming to the end of the year, I figured that we would do a little bit of a wrap up. We've been giving you the top 5 games of every single month in the top 5 game series to let you guys know what you should be looking out for. But this year, I feel like we should end it with a little bit of a bang. So allow me to introduce the Games of Fame 2021. Wow! This year has been pretty chaotic as far as games go. A little bit tragic in some cases, a bit messy. But we're not here to call out publishers or developers, no. We're here to remain impartial. But of course, with the lows comes the highs, and we've had some indie games really breaking through the wall of AAA games this year. I mean, it doesn't take that many people to convince me to play an indie game. In fact, it only takes 2.
It only takes 2.
So allow me to throw it over to some of our most amazing creators we work with here at Scan Computers, and some of you guys over on our socials on Twitter.
Hello there, I'm MrGM, and the game that I think should be going into the Games of Fame 2021 is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Got this! I'm holding on for a hero till the end of the night.
This is by Square Enix, and it was actually incredible. I wasn't planning on playing it, but I ended up getting it when I was really sick, and I ended up spending like 2 days straight playing it. Honestly, it's just a fantastic game. Like, I haven't played the Avengers game, but I saw the advertising for this at, I think, one of Jeff Keighley's events. I don't know which one it was. And I thought it looked great. And playing it, like, the soundtrack is so good in it. The gameplay is really enjoyable, especially when playing with all of the Guardians. You can kind of control all of them just from one. It's hard to explain in a couple minutes, but yeah, and honestly, like also the fact that there's no multiplayer, there's no microtransactions, there's not going to be any DLC, which I'm a little bit upset about, honestly, because it definitely deserves some DLC. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, so no DLC, no microtransactions, no like kind of stuff like that. It's literally just a single player, story-based game, which is just super enjoyable. I love the film series, I love the MCU, and they kind of took the best parts of the MCU Guardians and threw in their own kind of spin on it, and just made it incredibly fun and enjoyable game to play. And yeah, just a bit of a dark horse really, but I definitely think that the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game by Square Enix deserves to be in the Games of Fame for 2021.
Who's the monster now?
Ahoy! My name is Mike from Preach Gaming, and I want to talk to you about one of my favorite games of 2021, which was It Takes Two from Hazelight Studios.
Wait a minute. Did I mention the big explosion? Hold it right there. Look at these dolls. Almost forgot they used to be humans. Ay.
It Takes Two did not come out with some big grandiose marketing campaign like we saw with some of the big AAA titles. It came out to, this game is really good. The buzz was around in the world that this game is fantastic, so we picked it up. What is it? It's a purely co-op experience. And the good way is that when you buy the game, you actually get the ability to give the game to somebody else, so you don't have to buy 2 copies. It's entirely designed to be played with a co-op experience. Now, the cool thing about this is its contrast. Its theme is actually that you are playing the husband and wife in a marriage that is falling apart. They are really struggling, they're angry at each other, they're on the verge of divorce, but you're going to be playing from the perspective of a dream world generated by their child, who is caught in the middle of this dissolving marriage. Now, I know that sounds super dark, it sounds like, oh, I don't want to touch that, but because it's in this childlike dream world, it's done in a really lively, fun, and interesting way that is very happy and joyful, because you're going to be playing through a child's imagination of what the garden would be like. You're going to be shrunk down, and you're going to be riding on the back of spiders, dealing with caterpillars, finding interesting creatures around, and then you're going to be going through their toys, so you'll have living stuffed animals, and you'll have all their blocks coming together like you're playing in the movie Toy Story, and you'll get this incredibly fun and so creative gaming experience. The amount of care and attention to detail that went into crafting all these levels, despite the darker theme that actually exists, It's presented in a way that is super welcoming and so happy and such a wonderful place to play through that if you grab this with a partner, with a friend, you're going to have the absolute best time because it's not overly complex. It's not a super difficult game. What it is, though, is just every 2 minutes, they come up with something that is just, oh, this is so fun. This is so exciting. This is really interesting. And I cannot recommend it enough. So It Takes Two easily reaches one of the top spots on my top games of 2021. Go and check it out.
This is the story of a magical kingdom. One of wizards and warriors. It's an epic tale set upon the high seas. An odyssey through time and space. Pew, 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 pew. It's also a bit of a winter wonderland bobsled sort of thing. You know? And May!
Why'd you look like a blob of clay?
Wanna change back? Then you need to fix your relationship!
One can have a dream, baby.
What's going on? My name's Dean. You may or may not know me as Average Dad, and my personal choice for Game of Fame 2021 honestly is going to have to be a choice of either Pokemon Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. So, me personally, one of my earliest, if not my earliest memory of any video games was about 5-6 years old. Pokemon Blue, Red, and Yellow. Well, Yellow came out later. Released in like 1996, 1997, something like that. And I remember going to school. At the time, like, me and my family didn't really have any money or anything like that, but my friends, they all had Game Boys and they all got the new Pokemon games, and I was like, what is it? And I remember going into my friend's bag at the beginning of a school day, taking his Game Boy out of his bag, putting Pokemon Blue in it, and then hiding in the coat cupboard for the entire day. Literally for the entire day. And I spent, like, 6 hours? Give or take, didn't have dinner, didn't do break times, and he had loads of batteries in his bag, and I just remember just constantly playing Pokemon Blue, and by the end of the day, I had almost completed it, and I was really, really young, and like, he got so upset at the end of the day, because obviously I'd completed his game for him. He'd literally just got it, his starter, which was Charmander, and I got into so much trouble, not only from my parents, but also from the teachers, also from the kids' parents as well, my friend whose Game Boy it actually was. But yeah, like, for me personally, like, the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they reignited so much of my love and passion for Pokemon games. I'm a big Pokemon fan, as you can see in the background. I've got lots of them in my background. I'm a big fan. I've literally had, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks, and I've already completed it twice. I'm shiny hunting. There's a couple of bugs and glitches, but anybody who's anybody knows that. Obviously, missing no cheat back in the day. So, you know, kind of those old school vibes. But yeah, for me personally, that's genuinely what it is. Pokemon's a big part of my life, always has been, and hopefully always will be, especially with the new release of Arceus releasing quite soon. But yeah, thanks very much. Hopefully this helped.
So that's what some of our creators had to say here at Skank Viewers. I'll be honest, I agree with most of them. But what about you guys? We put out a tweet to let you know that we're doing this Game of Fame roundup, and this is what you had to say. Hazabella nominated Resident Evil Village, a very spooky game, a very horrific game. Their reasoning for nominating Resident Evil Village was that there is so much hype over the horror and OG Resident Evil community. However, it exceeded everybody's expectations with an amazing storyline. Amazing character designs and backstory, beautiful environment and scenery, and some very interesting twists. I've got to say, I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to horror games, so I didn't actually get the chance to play this one, but I did watch a couple of my friends play through it on Twitch, and I've got to be honest, a very entertaining game. Next up, we have Metal Milkman with Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Their reasoning for putting in Mass Effect's Legendary Edition was those games had the best soundtracks, with the gameplay tweaks and the updated graphics. It just makes them the best for me. So happy to see people enjoy it who have never played them the first time around too. And of course, Mass Effect 2 is in the top 10 of all time. That's quite a bold claim to make, Milkman. Again, I'll be honest, I've never played Mass Effect. So maybe if you're like me and you've never tried it ever, you can try it for the first time now with a remaster. And our final entry to the Games of Fame 2021 comes from Cyborg Noise, and they put in Valheim. The reasoning behind Valheim was that it's lots of fun to play with friends, an interesting challenge while being relaxing at the same time. I definitely have to agree with you, Cyborg Noise. If I could put in a game into the Games of Fame, Valheim would be my choice. The Nordic theme is absolutely amazing. I love how you can go adventuring and killing these gods, but then go and, travel on a ship or build yourself a shack. It's definitely a relaxing game with some adventure and intense gameplay in other parts. So, good choice, Cyborg. So there we go. There are Games of Fame 2021. Have you played all the games on the list? No? Then what are you waiting for? Go and check them out now, and leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and comment if you think we missed out on a game title that should have definitely made our list. Go and follow me on socials at RageDarling and ScanProGaming at ScanGaming, and we'll see you guys in the new year. Bye!